Oh, the war baby.
One year, years ago, I used to go out with this lady once in a while. We went to Calistoga. And while we were out to dinner, there was a group of people from Germany. Some guy was trying to take a picture, so the gal was with me, said, would you like me to take a picture so you could be in it with your group? I said, well, thank you very much, so she did, and blah, blah, blah. And she spoke a little German, so they got to chit-chatting. Anyway, she told them, she said, well, yeah, my date that I'm with there, he flew the tail end of the Berlin airlift. This is true, the rest of the story. From that time on, we were there another 4 or 5 days. We used to go around town hiding from them because I couldn't buy anything. If you bought a soda, they'd pay for it. You go to have breakfast, they'd pay for it. And I'm going, hey, wait a minute, guys.
Time out.
But they were so grateful. But people in this country, leading back to what you were starting to say, they don't realize truly the devastation of the war. They haven't
have no concept of it.
walked through the rubble and seeing the business in the basement because top is all bombed up debris.
We haven't had to sacrifice.
Women whose men are dead or got kids or out there prostituting to feed the kids. They don't know in this country. They just don't know. So then they come up with a lot of words, blah, 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 and we're going to sue this and sue that. Everybody's suing everybody.
Well, that's what
And now they're going to secede. Well, I have a question for you.
Certainly.
How do you secede from the president?
Well, that's just
That's
the
the most
thing.
asinine thing I've ever heard.
Oh, absolutely. But it's becoming very popular though. And
What's becoming popular? Stupidity?
Yes.
oh, yes,
I have a
yes.
very low tolerance for stupidity.
Oh,
I
well.
warn you right up. Ignorance, that's one thing.
Stupidity's
You're just not informed. But stupidity,
Yeah,
that's
I think it has to do with this entitlement attitude that most people have. They grow up and
nothing better to do with your extra time. Go out and get another job.
oh, absolutely. But the thing is that today, just that basic pursuit is almost impossible
If so
anymore.
many people are so unhappy and want to secede, how did Obama get elected?
Exactly. And
That's
how did all the
right.
congressmen-
How did he get in?
That's
Right?
And all
Well,
the congressmen
it's
are
supposed to
tired of
be.
It's
You
been
know.
know
my
what it's
experience in
all
the
about?
few years that I've been in this world
You know what it's
that
all
the
about?
squeaky wheel gets the grease. And the squeaky wheel has always been, and will probably continue, I don't know, to be the minority, a very small group who wants everything for nothing. Well, you know what? I don't have much compassion or empathy for them. What I got, I earned. And if you don't want to, or you don't have the ability or whatever, don't come crying to me.
Well, right, and it's not the function of the government to steal from you to make everything correct.
Let me ask you, let me tell you something right now. Okay? Everybody does this. They blame the government for this, the government for that. The government always gets blamed.
Did what?
You are the government.
That's right.
That's what it's supposed to be.
That's right.
You don't like it? Get together and change it. Everybody talks about the government like it was some secret entity that came from Mars and is walking around here.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
You are the government.
Yep.
And you do have the ability to do something about it. Complacency is what kills it. And I'm probably the biggest offender. I have both the education and legal background to get involved. But do I? Nah. You know why?
Right.
Not bothering me.
Right.
It's called complacency.
Oh, right.
Thank you.
And that's, I don't know, when you start taking the poor masses, and especially here it is in our culture, I mean, if you go to a third world nation like the places where we've served, and you've seen that, and then you come back here and you you see what we're blessed with.
I'm glad, I'm thankful.
You
Let
know,
me tell you something.
gosh.
It's one thing to go to a third country, either in the military or on your own, merit, money, vacation, whatever. It's another thing to live there
Oh, for sure.
Correct.
and raise your family there.
Correct.
There's
Correct.
a very, very big difference.
Stay there. Stay.
I would totally say that because the guys that, when I served in Japan, the guys who were like pioneers and had families, Japanese wives, and they were totally different, had a total different mindset than us single sailors who were out tearing up the town every night. Totally.
I was in the Pacific Theater, know a little bit about Japan. Thing is, my boy, is that we won that war, and we should own Japan, but we don't. We should own Europe, but we don't. Every war and facility we've ever been in, we have won. Have we kept the territory? Never. We've indebted ourselves to them, built them up, and now we owe them. And now you're going to turn around and say, Japanese.
Look at
Don't blame
China.
them. Look in the mirror.
Look at the Chinese, how they're taking over so much of that stuff.
That's right.
We owe them more money than anybody else, probably. The Chinese. Well, why were we?
Actually, the Federal Reserve owns more bonds than China.
Federal Reserve.
Owns
Why?
more.
Why do you say that?
QE3.
No.
Federal Reserve is comprised of 5 individuals that are the richest men in this country and doesn't have one single thing to do with the government. Nothing. Zero.
Correct. But they own the most treasury bonds too.
They own everything. They control it. They control what this country does. Not Obama, not the reps, not
Yeah.
Pep O'Neill, not Congress.
Yes, and that's
Big
actually
five.
the problem. I mean, if we're gonna,
And we don't elect the president. They do. You can go vote if you want. Not gonna do you any damn good. But
make you feel good.
I already did.
If you voted for the one that if you voted for Obama, it'll make you feel good. But the problem is most of us voted for Romney.
They walk up to you and they say, "Well, listen, we're gonna give you a choice. You want us to shoot you or hang you?" That's a choice.
Results the same.
There you go, Dan. There you go. Dan knows. We're a little older than you guys, and I've heard this story for maybe 80 years. And, I don't know, that'll make me 10. That was a little, maybe 70 years. But it never changes. But everybody becomes an armchair quarterback. And everybody complains and blah, 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 blah. But the majority of the people that could do something about it sit on their dumb asses and do nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Yep. Complacency.
They sail from remorse to apathy and back again. I don't know.
You're right.
But you know what?
Yeah.
With all of its faults and everything else,
We got the best thing going in the world.
I would do
I'm
it again.
thankful. I'm thankful. I am.
I would do it again.
Me too.
I'm thankful.
Yeah.
I am. I have many blessings. I can't complain. I have no complaints at all.
I don't either,
I
Dan.
have a lot of things to be thankful for. And if I don't, I better start thinking about what's happened.
You know what it reminds me? Remember that old thing during World War II and the guy was complaining because he had no shoes to wear overseas until he saw the guy with no feet.
That's right.
Yeah,
It's all relative. Is there a challenge? Absolutely. You can sit and moan about it, or you can face it and do the best you can with what you've got.
I'm thankful. I am.
Am I going to complain? No. Do I think I have a right to complain? No.
Really, we have a lot of blessings that we never earned, but we just have them,
There you go, Dan.
and we're thankful for them.
There you go.
I
But I don't know about you guys, but I happen to know that Dan's a Christian, as am I. Don't wave a flag, but I am a Christian. And I will die a Christian.
Yeah.
And if I can help somebody, I will. I won't give them a fish, but I'll teach them how to fish.
Well, give them a fish and then teach them as you're teaching them how to fish.
There there you go.
That,
You know.
And there are
Okay.
people in this country.
Hey, Roy, I'll give him a tomato. How about that?
There
You got it.
Well, there you go.
Those are-
Vegan.
Because that's something I
Food
have.
definitely-
That's something I have. I can get.
You know?
I get what I have, you know?
But, you know, it's awful easy to make it very simplistic. But in reality, if we wanted to, there are enough controlling people in this country. And there are more millionaires and billionaires now than there ever have been in the life of this country, regardless of what the value of the dollar is.
Mhm.
And there really would be no need for anybody to be sleeping under a bridge, or go to the borough, or go down below the Bronx, or any of those places, most of which I've seen. People, you know, going into these buildings that have been evacuated and are condemned, and crawling into those little crawl spaces in the hall under the stairs to sleep, to stay out of the weather. Why? Why? Well, we can make a big deal out about sending $1.380 over to a third country. Ew, those poor kids are starving. What the hell do you think they're doing here?
Same damn thing.
What are they doing here?
Oh yeah.
You know, Dan, you know, without getting real personal, you and I both know that we could pretty much do whatever we wanted to do, go wherever we wanted to go, almost anytime we wanted. Don't have to plan it, don't have to save up all year. How many people in this town can't? A lot.
There's quite a few, actually.
A lot.
Even in a poor town like Hackensack.
Damn right. And
Poor town.
Why is not help given to towns like this? This isn't even a town. Years ago, old Dennis and I started to make some ways to make this incorporated. Everybody had a fit, mostly the pot growers. You know, hey, that had to create a problem. The county didn't even know where the line was. They said, well, tell us where you want it.
Hmm.
Hello? This is the county seat? I have all those documents. The documents between the chamber, when your wife was in there, and when I designed the welcome center, and oversaw the building, and then made up the contractual situation between Forest Service and Happy Camp Chamber. What happened to it? What happened to the one with the park? Everything gets shut down. And then you come around and you say, well, you know, we really need to help these people. You know, he's got to get to the VA, and how's he going to get there? Well, let the son of a bitch walk. You want my help? Be glad to. But when I give it to you, use it. You know, they don't. They don't. Do
Well,
I
I'm
still
sure-
help? Absolutely.
I'm sure.
Does that make me a sucker?
I'm sure
Maybe.
Karen and Lou, I'm sure Karen and
Good-hearted.
and Doreen and Nadine are trying their best to help. They are. They are. They're dedicated
You
themselves.
know why
to
I'm
this
here
work.
today and where I was last week and the dinner? Not because of the VA, not because of the veterans, because of this operation.
Yeah,
They're
this
operating
family
on
service.
very, very little money.
Yeah.
Damn near got shut down,
We
and
did.
they're busting their humps to do what? To get a job for themselves? To help other people.
They are trying their best. They are.
That's why I keep coming here from Karen
Hey,
to help her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's right.
that you know is.
And,
This
and
is
we
why I
can be
try to keep
thankful.
quiet, because once I get going,
Oh, you're
being
speaking.
a former attorney, I don't have any problem. I have a background as an attorney and as an engineer.
You know, we can be very thankful for people like that are willing to give.
They really do, and they do it every single day. Not today, and I'll see you next month.
That's right.
Every single day.
That's right. You're right there, Lou. That's right.
And there are people in this town that do a lot. Not only do they not get recognized, they get badmouthed.
Yeah.
His wife's one of them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Judy doesn't have an evil or crooked bone in her body. If she told a lie, her tongue would fall off. She's the most honest,
Doing her
greatest
best, I know
woman.
that.
Yes, she is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she is. And I can't tell you how many times I have to turn to somebody and say,
You better watch that.
hey, you know, you got something to say, say it. Let me see it.
She's definitely been the backside of some things a few times.
Oh yeah, well, I remember that. I remember.
Remember Liz and all you guys were doing the thing, and all of a sudden somebody walked in and took over everything. And
Oh yeah.
so Rosemary and Judy and all of you just said, okay, bye, see ya. You want to take it over? Have
You got
fun.
I had just gotten out of the hospital, Dan, and they came over to me. I was recuperating down at Elk Creek.
Yeah.
We'd like you to audit this bank account. Easy.
Mhm.
Why are you doing this? What do you need? Blah 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 about Rosemary Boring and Judy Bushy.
Mhm.
Says, you know what? Take it somewhere else. They gave it back to him.
No, it was.
That's bullcrap, Dan.
You know,
It really is.
Yeah, well, she writes your article every week in the newspaper for free.
I know.
She gets a.
She
I
wrote
take
one
it
for
back. She gets
yesterday's
a
paper.
free newspaper report. That's what she gets.
She wrote one that was in yesterday's paper.
Tuesday. Like, oh, yeah.
Yep.
Anyway.
You're fine.
Anyway, gentlemen, I don't know what your involvement wants to be or can be, but that's what it's all about.
Well,
But if you want to do something,
It's just,
start right here at home.
That's right. We got to
And
start
if you
right
start
here.
right here, we'll go to the next street, go
Yeah,
to the
that's
next
right, yeah.
town. Don't come to me and start talking about seceding from the president.
Oh yeah,
That's the
yeah.
most idiotic thing I've heard in my whole life.
That's totally
You know, come on.
crazy.
well, thank you, Doreen. You did a wonderful job there. Everyone was
Outstanding.
appreciated by all.
Listen, when are you going to start bringing some food up?
I was late, so thank you.
She did what? Lou?
Tell me to take next day off.
Don't say that, Lou. Shh. We don't want to discourage her. Pat her on the back. Tell her good
Well,
job.
listen, if I didn't pick on her, she'd think I was mad at her.
That's true.
Yeah,
That is true.
it was definitely worthwhile, Doreen. Thank you.
You're welcome, guys. You're welcome.
Did that Karen ever
You know,
cook
a
up
few
your
years
sweet
ago,
tomatoes?
Dan, a few years ago, Dennis and I wrote a letter to the White House, and they actually responded.
For sure.
Which administration was that?
Mountain Farm Guards. Huh?
It wasn't Obama.
Cool.
Yeah, I think somewhere I still got the letter.
The response?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I figured get a rubber stamp signature. It was hand signed.
Good.
Wet ink.
Well, one of the things that kind of discouraged me was I understand that our president was condoling with some of the people who lost their loved ones with a form letter. Some of the people who lost their loved ones in Afghanistan or someplace, and it was a form letter that was just everybody got the same letter, which was kind of discouraging because I think it could have been a little more personal than that. Because that's kind of like a slap in the face, really.
Well, you know what? I just saw.
At least that's what I understand. I don't know. I didn't really see the letter, but
I saw a letter of appreciation from. It was signed by Harry Truman, and it was this a friend of mine had posted it on Facebook, and it was his father's.
yeah, well, that's cool.
And it just basically, I mean, it was like a form letter. It was all typewritten, but actually the signature actually looked like Harry Truman's signature.
It probably was.
You
But they
know,
used to do
I
stuff
mean,
like that.
and I thought that was a great piece of.
Yeah, very true.
There were a few guys that did that kind of stuff. FDR, Truman, Eisenhower, they all did that.
Yeah.
But them days are gone. And the only guy that really did try to turn this country around was a guy by the name of Kennedy. And they shot him.
Yeah, they did.
Well,
Then they shot the guy that supposedly did it to make sure he didn't talk.
We didn't even, I was in the Navy when they shot him. And
Well,
we didn't even know for 3 days.
when he was shot was in 1962.
Yep.
I was establishing residency, and I was on the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department Harbor Patrol. And I was out patrolling in the boat out in the harbor when the news came over.
You never know what to expect.
We were 3 days out of Pearl Harbor, coming from Japan.
Well,
And
some of these, the way it is going today, you don't know. When you see something like that happen, what's the next step, you know?
the old man said he didn't know what was happening. Cause just before we went into Pearl, he got on the bitch box and told everybody.
Well, you know, the sad truth is that if somebody wants to kill the president,
They can do it.
they can do it.
It's easy.
You know, how do you guard against everybody? You can't.
Impossible.
How you guard against a guy that can shoot him from a mile away?
There's technology that probably could do that, isn't there?
Damn right there is.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Damn right there is.
And I'm sure that it's available to the wrong kind of people too.
Absolutely more available to them than it is you or I.
Well, I don't want it. I don't want to have that kind of responsibility myself. I would soon not have anything to do with it.
No, I mean the weapon, not the.
Well, I don't want the weapon even. Not myself, I don't need it.
No.
But
I'd hate to shoot a deer with it. You'd have instant hamburger.
You'd have to go a long ways to pick it up too. Think all that way, you have to go get it.
Yeah.
Take your little helicopter, go pick it up, I guess. Oh, well, that's okay.
Oh,
Pretty good, huh, Chris?
Ah,
I
Good
could eat
pasta
that all
salad.
day, and it's good stuff. Yeah, that's,
good pasta.
I had two